Picture this. Exact same guy, exact same business. But just over 3 months ago, he was barely scraping by, making less than $13,200 a month, and literally ended up in the ER getting IV fluids because of sheer exhaustion. Yet, last month, he smoothly pulled in over $52,800, all while casually sipping coffee at a local corner shop on a Sunday afternoon. So, what kind of magic actually happened here? Today's story is about Solo, a 33-year-old guy. And honestly, looking at Solo, I bet a lot of us are going to see a reflection of ourselves. He's smart, he's driven. By day, Solo is grinding away at his safe, secure W-2 office job. But when the sun goes down, he gets sucked right into the toxic vortex of hustle culture, staying up until 3:30 in the morning trying to build his dream of being his own boss. Solo was juggling it all, shooting his own videos, painstakingly typing out every single social media post, blindly sending out cold emails to brands, and squinting through pages of legal contracts because he couldn't afford to hire a lawyer. The money actually started rolling in, but the price he paid was way too high. His mental health hit rock bottom. Solo literally developed anxiety just hearing his phone ring, and he'd constantly wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night just because he remembered he forgot to send an email. From the perspective of a financial professional, I realized a bitter truth. Solo wasn't free at all. He had just created a terribly low-paying day job for himself, and every single day, he was paying an invisible but brutal tax, the burnout tax. Psychological studies show that when you trade your mental health for money, you are essentially borrowing against your own lifespan at a sky-high interest rate. Have you ever felt like you're just getting crushed by this grind? Working 15+ hours a day, but your bank account is barely growing, and your body is just completely wrecked? Drop a yes down in the comments below to let me know you're not alone in this. You know, looking back at Solo's struggle during that phase, I realized he slammed right into a brutally unforgiving wall. In personal finance and behavioral economics, we usually call this the $11,000 ceiling. Let's do some quick real-world math together. Here in the US, time is the one asset that gets priced out completely transparently. Let's say you're super talented and you charge $50 an hour. If you absolutely grind yourself to the bone, working an 80-hour work week like a machine that doesn't need sleep, you could pull in around 16 grand a month. But hold on, don't forget our best friend, the IRS. After taking a massive 30% hit from taxes and fees, your actual take-home pay is hovering right around $11,000. That right there is the physical brick wall. You've hit the ceiling. The core issue is, when Solo desperately wanted to double his income to $25,000 or even $50,000 a month, he couldn't just magically add more hours to the clock to get a 48-hour day. He was deeply trapped in the trading time for money cycle. This is a toxic mindset that over 90% of W-2 employees carry over when they jump into the solopreneur world. At that time, Solo still had the mindset of a technician, personally typing out every line of code, meticulously writing every cold email to clients, and struggling to edit every single video clip himself. He completely lacked the vision of a systems architect who knows how to design a self-running machine. When his body was completely wrecked, exhaustion was eating away at his mind, and his desperation hit a peak. Solo made an impulsive decision that I see countless young people making today. He turned to artificial intelligence, AI, as a life raft, but with a completely warped mindset. Solo walked right into a sophisticated trap called the autopilot illusion. In his darkest moment, Solo thought, "Awesome, AI is the automatic money printer I've been looking for." He started throwing lazy prompts at the AI, offloading the entire responsibility of content creation onto it. He had ChatGPT write automated YouTube scripts, used AI tools to churn out mass social media posts, and automatically fired off hundreds of soulless emails begging for brand sponsorships. He stripped the soul right out of his business, handing it completely over to mindless algorithms. Solo was daydreaming about kicking his feet up on the desk, sipping a macchiato, and watching his bank account numbers go up. But the real market slapped him right in the face. After just 2 short weeks of running this autopilot strategy, everything collapsed. His audience, the people who used to love Solo's authenticity, his sharp perspectives, and his relatable everyday stories, started turning their backs and leaving. Our demographic is incredibly smart and savvy. They can instantly sniff out empty, cookie-cutter, smooth but soulless copy. Audience retention tanked. And the brands? They tossed his cold, generic emails straight into the trash because they read like they were copy-pasted from some cheap sales playbook. Not only did Solo fail to touch that dream revenue, but even that original, meager $11,000 was vaporizing fast. As someone who's been consulting in finance for years, I have to hit you with a brutal truth. AI is absolutely the miracle of the 21st century, but it is definitely not a savior for laziness. There is one unbreakable rule in tech that you have to carve into your brain. Garbage in, garbage out. If you feed the AI a garbage idea, a copycat script with zero depth, it's not going to turn you into a genius. It's just going to multiply that garbage 100 times, spread it across the internet way faster, and destroy your personal credibility at the speed of light. You absolutely cannot outsource empathy. You can't hand off your blood, sweat, and tears experiences, your sleepless nights, or your unique, one-of-a-kind perspectives to a piece of software. Never passively ask, "Can AI do this for me?" Look yourself right in the mirror and ask, what kind of absolute masterpieces could I create if I used AI to 100 times the power of my own brain? AI is just an amplifier. If you bring a rich soul, it will broadcast that value everywhere. But if your core is empty, it's just going to magnify that emptiness for the whole world to see. It was in that exact rock-bottom moment of his career, staring at the tanking numbers on his screen, that Solo woke up. He realized he didn't need an illusory money printer. He needed to build a real, human-like system to free up his hands, letting him focus on the one thing machines can't replace: strategic thinking and human connection. And that was the historical turning point that led Solo to the decision to hire the 2 ultimate partners who completely changed his life, Bella and Daniel. After that brutal wake-up call with the autopilot illusion, Solo realized a core truth that completely reshaped his career. AI isn't your replacement, it's an amplifier. You can't hand over your heart and your brain to a machine, but you absolutely can hand off the tedious, repetitive grunt work. Solo decided to finally take off the technician hat and officially step up as the CEO. And his very first executive decision? Hiring the 2 most powerful partners he's ever had, Bella and Daniel. Let's kick things off with Bella, Solo's absolute rock star of a social media manager and SEO specialist. Do you know the biggest nightmare for content creators? It's pouring your soul into a project, pulling 3 all-nighters to write a killer video script, only to realize the ruthless algorithms demand you to be everywhere all at once. You need a polished LinkedIn post for the corporate crowd, a swipeable carousel for Instagram, and a long-form SEO-optimized blog post for Google. This content cloning process usually drains the absolute last drop of energy out of any solo creator. But with Bella on the team, the game totally changed. Solo only needed to focus on one single thing: creating the original video loaded with his personal touch, his authenticity, and his own sharp perspectives. Then he just hands that video over to Bella. In the blink of an eye, Bella perfectly grasps the soul of the original content. She automatically molds it into a highly professional LinkedIn post, an engaging Facebook update, and most importantly, an incredibly smooth, SEO-optimized blog article. And the magic doesn't stop there. Inside that blog post, Bella automatically drops in affiliate links supernaturally, right onto the high-converting keywords. Solo doesn't have to turn into some loud, pushy car salesman begging people to buy. The audience organically finds his article on Google, gets actual value out of it, and willingly clicks the link to buy some discounted software. It's exactly this finesse from Bella that brings Solo a completely passive income stream, making up 16% of his total revenue. That's over $8,400 a month hitting his bank account while he is dead asleep. Now, if Bella is handling the home front, Daniel is Solo's frontline combat machine. Daniel takes on the two most brutal jobs that absolutely terrify any solopreneur: cold sales and legal review. Let me tell you a harsh truth about the YouTube sponsorship world. Unless you are a megastar with millions of subscribers, no massive brand is going to randomly knock on your door handing you a $50,000 check. The name of the game for guys like Solo is micro-sponsorships, picking up small deals from niche brands. But to get those yeses, you have to walk through a gauntlet of brutal rejection. If you're a human being, sending out 100 pitch emails only to get brutally rejected or ghosted 95 times, your ego is going to shatter. You'd get depressed, start doubting yourself, and probably quit by day 3. But Daniel is built different. This AI employee has no nervous system, zero ego, and doesn't know how to feel sad. Every single day, Daniel relentlessly scrapes through hundreds of data points, fires off hundreds of politely personalized emails, and consistently follows up with every prospect. Thanks to Daniel's emotionless persistence, those 5 rare yeses a day compound into 80% of Solo's massive total revenue, roughly $42,000 every single month. And we're not done yet. Daniel is also an absolute shark of a paralegal. Imagine this. After a long day at the W-2 office, Solo gets home at 10 p.m. and gets hit with a 10-page sponsorship contract loaded with sneaky legal jargon from a brand. Hiring a US lawyer to review that would cost him anywhere from $300 to $500 an hour. In the past, Solo would have had to grit his teeth and read every single word through pure exhaustion, easily missing some trap clauses. Now, he just tosses that contract to Daniel. It takes exactly 30 seconds for Daniel to scan the whole document and redline the dangerous legal traps, like a clause saying the brand can use Solo's image in perpetuity without paying a dime extra. Because of that, Solo gets to sleep like a baby. The next morning, with a clear head, he just glances at Daniel's summary and steps to the negotiating table with the sharpness of a seasoned investor. You see, Solo isn't working less. He just stopped working like a machine so he could start running the machines. And that, right there, is exactly how a one-man business scales to tens of thousands of dollars in revenue without having to trade in his health or his soul. Looking back at Solo's incredible journey, from an exhausted guy in a dimly lit apartment to a relaxed operator pulling in over 50 grand a month, I want to boil it down to 3 hard-learned takeaways for you. If you're in your 20s or 30s, stuck in a W-2 job, and dreaming of becoming a solopreneur, consider this your ultimate playbook. First off, never trap yourself in the mindset of a technician. You need to position yourself as a systems architect. Most of us grew up hardwired with this idea: work hard, put in overtime, and make more money. But in the free market, if you rely entirely on your own biological energy to carry every single process, you're going to burn out fast. Build a self-running machine. Let powerhouses like Bella and Daniel handle all the mindless, repetitive tasks. True financial freedom doesn't come from how many hours a day you grind. It comes from your system relentlessly generating cash flow while you're fast asleep. Number 2, embrace the power of micro-relationships. So many young entrepreneurs suffer from what I call the grand illusion. They sit around waiting for that one massive explosion, a $10,000 contract, or some angel investor dropping from the sky. But reality? The most solid wealth is always built brick by tiny brick. A $300 sponsorship from a niche brand, or a few bucks in affiliate commissions here and there. It might not look like much at first glance, but when you know how to leverage AI to multiply and connect thousands of those tiny pieces together, they create an absolute powerhouse. Don't ever look down on small money, because those are the lifeblood keeping your business alive. And finally, the most expensive lesson of all: no matter how advanced technology gets, you have to protect the soul of your work. In a world where AI can spit out a silky smooth blog post in 3 seconds and draft a flawless script, the most expensive, luxurious commodity out there is authenticity. Audiences and clients aren't paying for a machine. They are paying for your scars, your struggles, and your one-of-a-kind personal experiences. Outsource the heavy lifting to AI, but absolutely protect the heart for yourself. Technology is what helps you move 100 times faster, but human-to-human empathy is what makes them stay forever. So, out of these 3 takeaways, 1. The architect mindset, 2. Micro relationships, or 3. Protecting your personal soul. Which one actually made you stop and rethink how you're working right now? Drop a 1, 2, or 3 down in the comments so we can talk about it. Solo's journey is far from over. He's already made that massive leap from barely scraping $13,200 to pulling in over $52,800 a month. But his next strategic move? Smashing through that $92,400 a month milestone to officially step into the 7-figure business club. And you know what the absolute best part is? He's not going to hit that number by sacrificing more of his health, pulling more all-nighters, or chugging endless cups of coffee. He's going to get there by continuing to work smarter, fine-tuning his automated machine alongside Bella and Daniel. That is the true definition of freedom. If you are also feeling stuck in a financial mess, if you are sick and tired of trading your time for a W-2 paycheck, and you're ready to start building real, authentic freedom just like Solo, make sure you smash that subscribe button right now. And as a special bonus, I've got a totally free gift just for my subscribers. My ebook, The 7-Day Financial Declutter Challenge. The download link is right down in the description below. So, hit subscribe, grab your free gift, and join me every single week for more actionable strategies to master your personal finances. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.